I'm Daryl Benfield. I'm the tour manager for Yellowcard, and I also do front of house.
Hi, I'm Spider Wallace. I am the stage manager, guitar technician, production manager, and all-around whipping boy for Yellowcard. Today we're going to be shooting out with the VX5 vocal microphones that have a cardioid pattern. That's going to work out for us really well. I think we have absolutely no stage volume, so I don't see it being a big issue. This is the OM7. This is a phenomenal vocal microphone. The issue that we have is we're kind of a punk rock band, a little bit harder rock, and our guys jump around a lot. And these have a super tight pattern, which is phenomenal. But it has a tendency to sound a bit like a wah pedal when your guys are jumping around. So we're going to try these VX5s today, which we're really excited about, which is a cardioid pattern as opposed to the super tight cardioid pattern. For me, what that means is that my guys are going to be able to move around, sing into the side of the microphone or get in front of it, or, you know, when he's running across the stage and gets back to the mic just a couple of seconds late, he's going to be able to get there, and we're still going to be able to hear it, and it's not going to be like a fade in on the vocal. The OM7s sound so amazing in the ears, especially. They're just a little tight, so we're really looking forward. The guys have been excited about trying these for days. They've asked me for the last week when we're getting them, and so I can't wait to throw these up and hear what they sound like. I have a feeling that the guys are going to go nuts. We're all in-ears. Actually, the only noise on stage for us is out of the drum kit, and that's the only thing that's actually live. Everything else is direct out of pods, and we're pretty quiet and we're self-contained. It's easy. This, in the last, 10 years, become the industry standard in kick drum microphones. If I was running a bass cab on stage, I'd put this in front of the bass cab as well. It is the absolute best kick drum microphone ever made. It's solid, it's heavy, it doesn't move around, it doesn't get bumped around on stage. A lot of times on a drum riser, a lighter mic will kind of walk around and get warbly on you. They're just phenomenal, and I've seen them in front of everything from floor toms to bass cabs to kick drums to guitar cabs, everything. They're just phenomenal. The clips are great. They're super small and tight. You can actually get inside of it. You don't have to have a screwdriver to tighten it down, which is amazing. You can get your boom inside the kick. One huge benefit, as opposed to some of the others that I call dino eggs, the big green things. These guys, you can still run a really small port on a kick drum, and when you're running a 22-inch kick, you don't want to have a 7-inch port so you can fit a fist-sized microphone inside of there. You want something nice and small that you can stick in, get the attack of the batter head, and still be able to pick up the resonance from the actual front head as well, where all the tone comes from. And it is, again, the single best kick drum microphone ever known to mankind. I can't imagine life without this. For years and years and years, there was a little microphone that everybody knows that you could do a show with and you could go out and build a fence with at the end of the day if you had to. But when Audix came out with these, the actual casing on them is drummer proof. They sound phenomenal in front of guitars, 412s, 410 cabs. But for snare drums, has really come out and shine for me. They pick up every nuance, every ghost note, every snare buzz. The cool thing about the i5 is that it'll tell your drum tech whether or not he knows how to tune a snare drum, because it picks up every single thing in the world. They're just amazing microphones, and again, much like the V6, I can't imagine life without these. From my perspective, one of the beauties of this is the little gooseneck here is probably the best in the industry. It's nice and tight. We've taken these around the world at this point, and they still haven't gotten super flexible like a lot of the others have a tendency to do. The little cable clip makes it really easy to not have to wrap your cables and put those in jeopardy. The clamp is some sort of resin material that doesn't really choke out the toms the way metal does. A lot of times when you tighten something down to a tom rim, it takes away all your tone and you don't have to worry about that at all. Also eliminates all the stands and everything, making it easier for our drum tech if he needs to get around the kit and tighten anything down. I got nothing in the way. This is it. It's done. Space is at a premium for us. Both the way we carry things and the way we set up our stage. So the large diaphragm on this makes it a lot easier to pick up a wider range of cymbals. We use two of these, one on the left and one on the right. We pat them down for cymbal use and then roll them off, because what we're really interested in is the shimmer of the actual zildjians coming through. He plays a lot of cymbals, so it's really nice not to have just a mic that has a tendency to pick up a lot of wash. It's not really beneficial when you're running a live set. You want to be able to hear the definition of the two different chinas that we use, or the 4 different crashes and the splashes and everything else. So these things do a really super job on that, and they look cool. These are the little M1280s, which we're using for crowd mics, which are kind of cool because the kids don't actually see them or know what they are. A lot of times when you put up crowd mics, really all you get is you get that one kid that can't sing in tune that just screams into the mic all night. The beauty of this is that it's small enough that it doesn't distract the artist on stage, and they're small enough that we can put them in places on top of subs or off in the corners of the stage. I don't have to worry about my guys tripping over them or the cables that get to them because we can tuck them away nice and tight. A lot of times when you're on ears, you're so isolated that it almost feels like you're not even doing a show. So we put these little guys up so my guys on stage can actually hear what's going on, and they can interact with the kids, and they can hear the I love yous or the you sucks or whatever comes out. It makes all the difference in the world to the guys when they're completely isolated from everything and all they hear is just pure digital noise, to have the ambience in the room come through and still be able to protect their hearing from everything else that's going on around them. It's a huge, huge benefit. The guys are going to use them tonight and give them a whirl. Ryan loved the way his voice sounded. You know, we're really close to the cymbals tonight. Obviously, it's a small stage, but they're going to give him a shot. I think it's going to go really well.